In this video, let's learn about a material request and material issuance voucher that's of your inter-transfer.
So this slide consists of the definition of your inter-transfer. So what do you mean by inter-transfer? In ERP, that's Enterprise Resource Planning, inter-transfer refers to the movement of materials or stock from one branch or location or warehouse to another within the same organization. So it's been used when materials need to be shifted between the company units which operates under the same legal entity but are situated at your different locations or plants.
What is material request? So it's basically a formal document raised to request the materials required for your various operations such as production, maintenance, internal consumptions, etc. within an organization, and it ensures the availability and control of stock before issuing or purchasing, and it ensures the traceability of your internal consumption, and it reduces unauthorized material use as well. So when it's of your material issuance voucher, it is a system generated or manually created document that records the issuance of materials from store or warehouse to a department like your production and maintenance, and it serves as a proof that material were withdrawn from inventory for authorized use, ensures a traceability and accountability for material usage, and it of course updates your inventory balance. So this is said to be as your material request as well as a material issuance voucher. So this slide consists of your material request details. So this is a corresponding detail which you are going to enter it on our material request screen, which consists of your rim, that's the item, and so the request quantity of 1 and unit of measurements which are of numbers. And this slide consists of your workflow approval. So here it consists of two processes. One is of reviewing, another is of approving the document. When it's of reviewing, Kaushik, who will be acting as a supervisor, will be reviewing the document and forward the document to our warehouse manager, who is Vimal here. And this slide consists of your workflow approval, and it holds two processes. One is of reviewing the document, another is of approving the document. Here our reviewer will be Kaushik, who will be working as our supervisor, and after his review he will be forwarding the corresponding document to our approver, that's Vimal, who will be acting as our manager. After his approval, a material request will be created. So this is how the workflow would be. Here I'm entering as a user. Now click on login. Now navigate to your inventory. Under transaction, you have your material request. So this is a page where you'll be creating a request and where it can be filtered off by your header wise or by line wise by giving a search. Now in order to create, click on this add icon. So here we have our location ID. So after giving your location, unit will be getting fetched off from your masters. Then you have your material request date. Then your material request type, which are of different types. That's of your customer. Here it consists of your customer that's been raised when materials are required to fulfill your customer order. When it's of your department, it's been created by an internal department to get materials from the stores. When it's of your intra-transfer, it's for stock transfer within the same plant or warehouse. When it's of your inter-transfer, it's for stock transfer between different plants or locations. When comes your supplier internal, that's for materials sent to or received from a supplier for internal activities. Then subcontractor, that's been raised to issue on the raw materials or components to a subcontractor for job work. Then comes your WIP, that's work in progress. So it's for issuing materials to production or shop floor for manufacturing activities. When it's of your project, it's been raised for project based work where materials are issued against a specific project code or task. When it's of your employee, it's been created when employees require materials for official or personal use. So as we discussed earlier, let's place it upon your inter-transfer. And so the requester here is of our next unit, that's of a consumable warehouse, and so the employee, I'm giving it as Naresh Kumar, and so the shift we are giving it as general. And now let's save this. So this is an icon for your creation. So in addition, we have a sub-voucher type that's of inter-transfer, and so a MR number that will get generated automatically. Then we have our issuance code where it can be set up in your inventory. Then you have your mission, where mission it refers to equipment, tool or production unit for which the requested material has been required. Then comes your, so it can be given as per the need. And so then you have a source that's of manual. Then comes the status. Still the document is on process, it's of draft. When it's being forwarded, status will be changed to entry completed, and when being approved by the approver will be transformed to your approved status. Then here you have your fetch material, which means retrieving or pulling in list of required items or materials automatically based on predefined logic. When it's of your fetch pull stock, it means pulling in list of materials that have already been reserved and pulled to a staging area or marked for internal movement, so they can be added to your MR, that's material request for issuance or tracking. And now let's move on to this add icon, and the type which you have placed it as standard, and the item that's of rim for which we are going to raise a request. And so it consists of your warehouse name, and comes your production order number. So it identifies and tracks the manufacturing of a specific quantity of your FG from raw material according to your BOM and routing. When it's of your source operation number, it refers to the production routing from which a component or activity is required or consumed. Then the request quantity, that's of 1. And then let's click on the stick icon, so the changes get saved up and the remaining icons will get displayed up here like this. So there's icon for viewing the details, and this icon is for deleting the line. If you do not want this line, you can just click on this delete icon so that it may not proceed further. In order to add a line, click on this add icons. So if you do not want this document, you can click on this cancel. Now let's post the document for review. For that, click on post. Now let's forward the document for review to our supervisor. After giving OK, the document has been forwarded now. Now let's log in as our supervisor. Now click on login. There is a login page of our supervisor. Now go to your bell icon. Click your approvals. And so document has been folded up here. In order to take action, click on this detail icon. Document get viewed up, and now the status has become entry completed. So after having a review of the document, click on approve. Now the document will get forwarded to our manager, who's our approver. Now click on OK. Now the document has been forwarded. Now let's log in as our manager. Now click on login. This is the login page of our manager. Go to bell icon, click on approvals. And so there is a document which has been forwarded from our supervisor. Now let's view the document for review. After having a review of the corresponding document, in order to approve, click on this approve. And now the action which you are going to take is approving. For that, click on OK. And so now the document has been approved. Let's look up the status in our material request screen. Let's give a search by giving your MR number. So that's of 8. And now click on search. Then you click on your MR number. Document will get viewed up. So now click on your workflow history. Workflow history refers to the record or log of all actions, approvals, rejections, and status changes that occur during the life cycle of the workflow transaction in an ERP system, and it provides a complete audit trail showing who did what, when, and what decision was taken at each step of the workflow process. Now let's click on this print icon. And so this is a report of your material request. where it holds your MR number, MR date, and so the reference, whatever you have given, the requester, and so the employee and the request type, that's of inter-transfer. Then comes the corresponding item, and so the quantity along with its unit cost, following by the prepared by and checked by and approved by person. This is how you will be generating a report by clicking on the print icon. And now let's move on for our material issuance. At inventory and transaction, you have your material issuance voucher. When you click on this yellow icon, which is of pending, it comes under your pending MR lines. So where it holds your material request details, and so requested quantity and current process quantity, either it can be increased or else by decreased. Then it have your allocated, issued, then it have your allocated quantity, with the quantity of material reserved or blocked in stock for a specific request or job but not yet issued. When it's been issued, it's a quantity of material physically issued from the store to the requester. Then comes your return quantity. It's a quantity of issued material returned back to the store. And comes your CLS quantity. That's your closed quantity, the balance quantity that's closed without issuing, and meaning it will not be supplied further. When it's of your details, then we have a detail icon. When you click on this, the following details will be appearing over there. When you hit the stock icon, it opens up your stock details of your corresponding item, where it's been through and how much it has on, with the following details, where you can verify it. Then it also holds up your PR number, production order number, parent item, parent revised and parent item descriptions. Now let's select the document, and so when you click on the stock details, it will be displaying of your stock quantity of hand, and then you have your exception, which is where the alert has been passed through. So now let's click on this create MIV. So here we have your MIV date for which it has to be created of. So now click on this create MIV, and so this is a screen of your MIV. In addition, you have your MIV number, which will get generated automatically, and so the receiver type, which is of inter-transfer from the warehouse, that's of consumption warehouse. And now click on post. Now the document has been created. In order to check, give your MIV number, click on search. Now let's view the document. Now the status has become posted from draft. When you click on this print icon, report will get generated for your material issuance voucher. So this is a report for your material issuance voucher. So here it consists of your receiver type, that's of your inter-transfer, and so the receiver, that's of your consumable warehouse unit, and so the corresponding item, that's of your RIM, and your issuance quantity, that's of 1, and along with the unit cost. Followingly, you will be having your prepared by, checked by, approved by person. And so this is how the report gets generated. Now click on gate entry, move on to your transaction, click on your delivery challan, and so this is a delivery challan which has been created after a MIV. So this is your MIV material transfer. So if you want to reverse it, you can just click on this reverse icon. When you want gate pass, you can just click on this gate pass. And it also consists of the location details, which holds up your ship from, bill to, and ship to addresses correspondingly. And so the material has been transferred. The type which you have given is of inter-transfer. For that only, this is the DC that has been created now. So this is called as a delivery challan. And so this is a screen of your delivery challan. When you click on this DC number, document get viewed up. So this is the DC which has been transferred from material that has been transferred from one unit to the another unit, or of the type that's of inter-transfer. So when you click on this location details, it holds the address of your ship from, bill to, and ship to. So this is our ship from location, that's of your Ambattur, and when it's of your ship to location, that's of your Bangalore plant. And for this only, the DC has been created now. And so this is how you will be doing a material request and material issuance voucher at your inter-transfer time. And so this is how the material has been transferred from warehouses of different units. Thank you for watching.